Hi, my friends. Welcome to the Diamond Painting Effect with Corey. I'm Corey, and today we have a stitch with me, and I'll be stitching on a counted cross stitch. We're doing Counting June with Ava from Stitching in the Interlake. She has a focus every month, and I've decided to join her. She's let me join her in this project. And so today I'm going to work on the Pedigree of Honey. And this is just a cute little darling sampler that I found. I think it was StemX Stitcher that got me onto this pattern. And it's a free pattern from Herrschnerrs. And it reads, it's like an ABC as alphabet on there. And it has the Pedigree of Honey does not concern the bee. A clover any time to him is aristocracy. And I just thought that was a little adorable, cute little pattern, and I had to have it, and it was free. So now I'm working on it. I can't tell you what the fabric is because it was a fabric I had on hand, and all I can tell you is it was a Charles Craft fabric. I have gridded it myself. And I am we'll be working on that, but first we'll do some little preliminaries of what's been up in my little stitchy world. Just off the bat, this is a tea towel I got from Dollar Tree, and I saw that and I thought it was cute. It's here, let me see if I can pull the camera out a little bit. It's a little bit anyway. It's just a little tea towel, and it says, "See you at the beach." And I thought that would be fun to embroidery and just make that pop up. And I thought that would be a cute little towel to have. So for $1.25, why not, right? So I'm looking forward to working on that and making those lines pop with embroidery. So, maybe I'll leave the camera zoomed out a little bit for this part, and I'll zoom it back in a little bit. I thought I would show you next month for Ava's Stitching in the Lake. She's doing, she'll be doing winter, and I pulled out some of my winter things that I might possibly be working on, and this is my winter bluebird. I showed y'all this one on Monday. I've been working on this one. That is definitely a picture. I know it's not a good picture, but I'll see if I can find the true picture and put that in there. But so that's something I can continue working on in July for her winter in July. This is another possibility that I have. I have this snowman that says "I believe," or it just says "believe," and I could work on this. It's a stamped cross stitch that came from Paint Some Way. Here's another one. If Ava doesn't want me working on this one, this is a winter, but it has a little bit of Flare Christmas in it. But that's winter to me. So if that doesn't work for that, it'll work for Diamond Grandma's Christmas in July. I will probably be working on that this month. And I have this. This is a winter window for the month of January. And I've started this one a couple months ago when I got it. And I've been probably at least a third of the way through with this one, and that would be nice to finish that one up, winter in July. And then I also have this sampler of, it's called Christmas Reindeer is what it's called, but it is a winter picture. It has a deer and the blue sky with the white snow, and I just think that's a real pretty winter sampler. So, I got this one from VIP Cross Stitch, and I got this one. I think I got this from VIP Cross Stitch also. And the snowman came from Paint Some Way, and the lighthouse, the winter lighthouse, came from Paint Some Way. So I got my work cut out for me. I will be busy with winter in July, and we need some winter here. I'm telling you, it was 105 here yesterday, and we're feeling the heat. It's like literally walking into an oven when you go out there. So I'm going to do a little bit of what I did last time. We did the counted cross stitch because I have a hard time counting and talking and concentrating, and this is especially not any place to just fill in. It's actually counting stitch by stitch. And so I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover after I record my stitching. So come along for the ride. I'm so happy you've joined us. Whatever you're crafting on, go ahead and start crafting, and I'll talk to you in a little second there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and speed up what I did with the cross stitching. I'm so slow that most of the time you probably won't even notice how that it's being sped up. So anyway, I made it so that the video should last about just at 30 minutes. So come along for the ride. I make mistakes and you get to see it all. I back out and do them, and maybe I'll stop and point some of the things out that I've done along the way. But we'll just jibber jabber away here for a little bit. I've had a really nice couple of days here. My sister that lives in Corpus has had like 3 of her children were down for she has 5 children, but 3 of them were there with their families, and it was fun. We went down and had a beach outing. We drove out. We have our spot, quote unquote, where we like to go when we go out to the island. We go out. Pedigree Island is just across the causeway there, and we have a spot where we build a little fire and we have a little cookout, and the kids run and play in the water, and we sit and talk and play games, and it was a really nice evening. My sister's birthday was yesterday, and we kind of had a little celebration while we were at the beach for her. It was nice. I got to see some cousins or nieces and nephews I haven't seen in a really long time, and it was good to catch up. It's really a shame, some of them actually live close, and I just haven't seen them forever. And it kind of gives you an awakening. I need to make more of an effort to go see them, because their kids are growing, and it's just like they don't know me anymore, and we need to do that more often. So it was kind of eventful going out to the beach. I guess they're replacing the median over the bridge. There's a very tall bridge that connects the island with Texas, the Texas coastline. And they're replacing the median on it, so they had the traffic reduced down to one. There go the dogs. I'm sorry, but one lane in each direction. There was one lane, and it took a while to get over the bridge over to the island, but it was worth it. We thought we were running late. Turned out we were the first ones there. So it wasn't so bad after all. And then, all the texts and people talking about when they hit the mess, that was the construction and everything. So yeah, we all went through it, but we all made it to the beach, and we had a safe, happy evening. It was so nice. I'm gonna pause it for a minute here because gotta see what's going on over there with the dogs. Okay, I don't know what was going on, but they've calmed down now. They'll probably start yapping as soon as I start talking. Um, but so that was our excitement, was we were able to go do that outing. I was able to get some groceries yesterday. I had a doctor's appointment in Beeville, and I had set it up so that I could have an order picked up at Walmart. Well, when I got to the doctor's office in Beeville, I get the notification from Walmart saying that my order was ready to pick up in Corpus Christi. I'm like, oh no. I was just like, why? And I know I've had that problem. It kind of keeps wanting to change my home store because I went to that store once in Corpus, and it just, for some reason, keeps wanting to revert back to that store. And so I thought about it. The Dollar Tree here in Beeville has been closed for the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on. They did this about a year ago, so maybe that's just how they handle it. Getting rebooted for the year, I have no idea. But so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and go into Corpus and pick it up and go look at Dollar Tree. And that's when I saw that dish towel. I got a bunch of other stuff, but y'all wouldn't care about that stuff. And so I did that. That was a nice outing, but it got hot. It got hot, even with the AC on in the car. When that sun beats through that window, it was hot. But I was able to get that done and get home before I totally lost every ounce of energy I had. And that was, I guess, my excitement yesterday. So I've been talking to Daniel. Daniel's, he's doing okay. That project has ended. He's just not for sure when he is for sure finished with the project. He was due to fly home, but now they're telling him that's when the project is over. And now I see there is a dot of something on my thumb. Oh my goodness, you guys. Sorry about that. How annoying. Annoying. My fingers all dry and I need to lotion them up. But anyway, so I noticed the letters go by pretty quick when you're doing these kind of cross stitch. These smaller letters, they aren't the big letters like the but it goes pretty quick. Once I got done with this strand of thread, the other needle I had a little tiny spot of rust on it, and so when I got finished filming that, I just threw that needle away because I didn't want to deal with that again. And now I was thinking, that's what I ought to name my new channel name, is the Rusty Needle. Because that's how I feel like I am with the needle. Just starting over. Everything's a bit rusty. If you look at that, I wish I would have caught that. I have this little trick when I come up in the wrong hole, but the right square for the cross. I have this little deal where you can trick the needle into getting the threads to lay just do it with one stitch. You come up in the opposite corner that you're supposed to be in. Well, you go down in the corner that square should, that cross should go down in, that you came up. But when you bring your needle up again, where you should have brought it in the first place, and then to just make sure you pull that needle straight underneath the thread, so it makes that stitch end up underneath instead of on top. I don't know if that made any sense. You can rewind it back to that section if you want to, but it's a little trick that I came up with. I don't know if other people have figured it out, but there's a way to get around it rather than backing out and starting over. You can just do it that way. It's probably not a good idea to do all your stitches that way, because they could lay differently that way. But every once in a while I do that little trick because I'm just too lazy to back out. So I'll just make it work. Make it so that bottom stitch, and I can do it in one stitch. So I don't know if that made any sense at all. But anyway, Daniel is planning to come home. It's just a matter how and when the project ends, if he's going to bring his truck or if he's still going to be on the project, he'll leave his truck and fly. I kind of hope he drives home because he'll get to stay longer if he does it that way. But on the other hand, it would be nice if he could still be on that project and make the money that he's been making on that. He's really enjoyed it. Besides the fact that he's making pretty good money there, he enjoys working that type of project and working with those people there. And he likes Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin, Minnesota area. He really loves the climate up there. It's a little less warm than it is down here, and so he's enjoyed that. The snow and ice didn't really bother him like it would have bothered me through the winter. But anyway, trying to think anything else is going on in my stitchy world. I worked some more on kitting up my Make-A-Wish. It's the Mary Englebright cross stitch pattern with the little girls standing on a bridge getting ready to throw a coin in. I don't know if it's over a pond, lake, or a stream, or whatever the body of water is, but they're standing on a bridge or a boardwalk or something like that. And I gathered up the threads last night, and I started putting them on the thread drops, but I haven't finished that yet. I'm really wondering about the threads. The threads, this color of thread that I'm using right here the symbol was D, and it is color number 3778, and that's a light terracotta. And that one is a color from my Temu threads, and I'm going to need that one in the other kit too. But this one frayed more than I liked. This is the first one that I really had that problem with, but on this, while I was stitching today, it was getting frayed more than I would have liked. The rest of the threads on this one are DMC colors. I think I had to replace two or three with my Temu threads. I'm thinking about going ahead and ordering another batch of those because I'm thinking I really am enjoying doing all these little stitches, and I can't afford, it's nice to have them all here. I can't afford to buy a bunch of DMC threads. I can't rationalize it. I don't feel like my stitching is good enough yet to warrant that. There are some projects that I really care about I will probably use DMC threads for. But I think I have enough leftover kit threads, and if I get another order of the Temu threads, I think that'll keep me going for a while on some of these other stitches. I'm just still trying to come up with a way that I want to store them because I don't want to do bobbins anymore. If money weren't an issue, I would be happy, as pleased as punch, to do the pip and chip storage. And that's the one where you they have, Pip and Chip also has the bobbins where you wind it, but they also have the floss drops, and they have this little insert case that you can just put the whole thread drop in, and they just rest in the top while the rest of the thread hangs down below into the container, whatever container it is. There's an IKEA container that works with that little thing that goes on top. It's just so expensive. And I've tried to come up with workarounds, something cheaper to do, but by the time you start adding up all the little different things that I could do or think to do, By the time you add all that up, it's still probably just cheaper just to go ahead and get the pip and chip. I think it's like $350 to do it the way I want to do it. And I just don't see that happening. I think I'm just going to have to find a way to just. I think I'm going to store my floss drops on rings, on 3-inch rings, and then put the 3-inch rings on a hanger. Maybe make some notches in that hanger for them to hang in. I've also thought about putting them in a, you know how they have those under storage cloth zip bags. Maybe find a way to hang that and hang them in there. I've got too much dust. I live out on a dusty farm, and there's just too much dust flying around for me to leave my threads open. They need to be in a container. But, so all those things are rumbling through my mind. I really want to get those 2 base threads organized, though, because it's not fun going through them the way they are. I do have them broken down by number, by hundreds, and I have them all in little Ziploc bags. But I have to go through the whole batch of 100. All the 800s when I'm looking for 3 threads. And so that's one of my goals, is to get that stuff organized so that it's easier to get to, and kit up all these little kits. But yeah, I think I'm going to just order some more of those rings that I'm hanging my floss drops on, and just make the rings be a certain number for each ring, and maybe have that set on a peg or something that's marked that the hundreds are on that ring. And then I'll just have them, just store them in order on those rings. If anybody knows a cheap way to take care of that, I'd be happy for the input. But I think for now, I'm just going to leave them on the floss drops. They're already numbered on the floss drops. I can take them from the kit and put them right in there. The symbols don't really matter after you're done. But I do have the DMC floss numbers on there, so I can just store them that way. So, my diamond painting I haven't come along very far on my kitten. I've just been too busy to do a whole lot. In fact, I don't think I stitched a stitch yesterday. Now that I'm thinking about it, I never got around to stitching. I did work on stitching, but no actual stitching. I was just working on getting that thing kitted up. Last night, I had a little bit of time before I went to bed, and I just worked on that till I got too tired to do it. And so gathered up some of those kits to show you guys for my winter in July. I've been off that diet for a week now, and I'm feeling it. It's like my fibromyalgia is flaring up bad. My arthritis is flaring up bad, and everything's hurting. And so I know that I'm almost certain that carbohydrate is the culprit. But because of the beach party, I felt there was no reason to try to diet that day, and I didn't get finished eating all the things I wanted to eat for Monday, so it carried over to yesterday, and I'm getting back on track today, and hopefully some of the inflammation will go away also. One of these things that's really exciting is I'm getting really close to 500 subscribers, and I'm so excited about that. And I owe it all to you guys, that you guys have helped spread the word, I know, and I never thought this would happen, and it's really exciting to me that I I've reached this point. I never really wanted or intended to make money. In fact, I don't want to make any money from YouTube. Um, I do not plan to monetize if I ever get that big. But I am, it is exciting that there are people out there who like me enough to actually subscribe, and I feel like it's just little humble little me just doing my thing here. I'm not an expert at anything. I just had a need to share my craft with being out here in the middle of nowhere. I didn't really have anybody to craft with. And so, it was just a way to share what I'm doing. Um, my journey, it has evolved and is changing. Some of it, not because I really wanted to go that direction, but I getting pulled that way. The counted cross stitching is what's really surprised me. I knew I wanted to do some, but I really thought that the stamp cross stitch would be the major part of what I do. But I'm getting pulled into the stamped cross stitch. And so, I mean, not the stamp, the counted cross stitch. And I've started my Haid. I still need to get some more threads before I feel like I can continue with that one. I need to take a look and see what the threads I need next to order. I had the list going and I was just ordering a few a month, but I need to be specific now to get the ones I want, so I can continue on my cat bookshelf that I have for Heaven and Earth Designs. And gosh, if I use those Temu threads, I just might start another Heaven and Earth Design. I think it's so cool. Maybe I need to wait a little bit, get a little bit more into that one, and see how hard it is, see if I want to do that. But yeah, I'm thinking, why not? I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the cross stitch, and it's like I guess I belaboring the point, but I shocked myself that I want to do a counted cross stitch and not a stamped cross stitch, and it's shocking me that I'm kind of being pulled that direction. And I want to thank Ava, because Ava helped me get to that point, because with this challenge to do counting June, it made me start focusing on that a little bit more. And so it's been fun. Again, I would like to thank all of you who have joined me, all of you who have subscribed, and all of you who make comments. I need to catch up on my comments. I need to get back in there and start doing that. I've just been busy lately, and I haven't been tending to that. So I will get back. I try to answer everybody's comments. And if I can't, I at least give you a heart to let you know that I've seen it. And that I appreciate you. So far, I've never had any negative comments. I know there's a lot to be negative about. And so I also appreciate that. I've really enjoyed doing this. And yeah. This rusty needle's going to get her needle shined up and get going and doing some more stitching. I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope that you all take care, because I do want to see you guys again in the next one. Take care.